hello. Welcome in. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to choose the perfect online course topic that actually sells. So if you have been thinking about creating an online course, but you feel stuck at square one, you're not sure where to start, maybe you just have so many ideas and you're not sure how to zero in on picking one, you are in the right place because maybe you've had a few ideas bouncing around. Or maybe you have been exploring the idea of creating an online course, but you're not sure, like, what if I choose the wrong topic? Or what if no one buys it? Or who am I to teach this? If you've at all been thinking any of those kinds of things or having those kind of questions, we are going to be talking about that today. So you are in the right place. And we're going to talk about how you can flip that around and how you can use my 3-step system to really map out the steps to be able to choose the perfect course topic, one that is aligned with your story and that your audience is looking for. So if you haven't met me yet, my name is Shannon Martel, and I am an online course creator coach and business coach, and I'm founder of Course Creators Academy, as well as the Course Creators Hub, the Ultimate Course Creators Hub on School, which is our new community that we started last month, and it is growing rather quite nicely. So excited to have all of the incredible creators in there. I built my first course. Literally, the idea came to me after being hospitalized for an 11-day hospital stay and just, realizing that it was time for a change in my life and was ready to make that transition and leave corporate and really go after my passion and purpose. So I did all of my research and hired my first business coach in 2019 and took all the steps necessary to start my first online course and coaching business in 2019. And launched my first online course and was able to enroll incredible clients into the first course right off the bat. So I'm here to now help, and I do help coaches, consultants, and online course creators to turn their lived experience into digital products that can change lives and build wealth and really create true time freedom, financial freedom, and impact in the world where you are meant to serve. So let's talk about where that starts, where this whole online course creation business starts. And that is from your course topic and really getting clear on what that magic is that you want to bring out into the world. If you're just tuning in, go ahead, say hello. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and check and make sure that I can hear everything okay on the audio. If you can hear me okay, drop a 1 down in the chat below. If you can see me okay, drop a 2 in the chat below. I would really appreciate that. It looks like you can't see me, so I might have to redo that. Let's see. Let's see. Can you see me? Hang on. This might be a little bit of a delay. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. I would really appreciate that. And I will check it over on YouTube. On my phone, it looked like I still had the screensaver coming up. So I just want to make sure. Okay, it looks good there. Okay, very good. All right, let me just pull this up and get the chat up so I can read all of your beautiful comments and have a conversation with you. That would be great. Oh, I see. I just needed to click into it. Okay, let me say hello. Welcome, everyone. All right. Please say hello. All right. Get that up on the screen. Did it not go through? Oh, that's why. Okay. I think that worked. Okay. Thank you for your patience as I am sorting the tech and getting everything ready for you to go here. So I was checking the live. Let's see. Live today should be right here. Let me just make sure it looks good there and sounds good, and we will dive into today's training. So how are you guys doing today? I hope your week has been going well. Let's see why we're on the right date. Yep. I need to refresh. I think that did it. No. Well, I don't know why that looks like that on my phone. Okay. I see a couple of you are joining. Say hello. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. I see a couple of you are. Okay, it looks good on my phone. So we're gonna dive into the presentation. If you are a member of, and let me just pull it up, our new community, the Ultimate Course Creation Hub over on School, welcome in. I'm so excited to have you. We started this community recently for our last workshop that we had in, what month are we in? In May, for the 1 hour to course clarity workshop. So we started this as a community and place to be able to provide service and coaching, to be able to help members to be able to implement what we were teaching in the workshop. And we just fell in love with school, fell in love with the community, the people that are inside there, and that the community is growing every day. So I decided to go ahead and keep it. Right now, it is a free community that you can be able to take advantage of. If you haven't checked it out, this is the classroom. There are some free courses inside the classroom, as well as if you are more advanced and you would like to jump into Course Creators Academy. I am taking new students in Course Creators Academy, and that is my full step-by-step system to teach you how to create an online course from scratch that sells and that goes viral, and to be able to just really build it, grow it, and scale it from there. So that is also available for as low as $97 a month. If you would like to check into that, that is there for you as well. But I also have several courses here for you to jump into. The 1 hour course clarity. This is from the workshop that I had in April, and also added an implementation bonus pack to this. So you get all of the resources and the coaching and feedback as part of being a member of this community. That comes with that as well. So it's all the tools, templates, resources, as well as guidance from myself and from your peers inside of the community. So really, really excited about that. Then we have step 2, which is a 1 hour to course clarity version 2. Each month I dive deeper into a particular topic with inside the broad spectrum of the transformation that you get from the workshop itself. So we dive deeper into really helping you to understand the particular concepts that are behind building, growing, and scaling online courses and online course business. So we dive deeper into that and really help guide you through each section to be able to help you implement, as well as we have some different courses. If you want to level up inside school is really cool because they gamify it for you. So as you level up, as you continue to engage in the community, help your peers, provide feedback, support, all of those things, take action yourself, you are awarded points for that action, right? So action takers get results. And as you level up, different things unlock for you. So this will be continued to be built out based on what the members need. So as we're working together and building this community together, all of the founding members and those who join after help me to continue to shape what we're building here based on what your needs are in your online course and coaching business, to be able to build, grow, and scale that. So we've got the first one here to really help you unlock that first step, as well as, again, some different products and services and some additional training and resources. As I'm building out my body of work on YouTube, I will continue to be filling up these classrooms as well for you to help you in each stage of your business, depending on where you're at. In addition, we also have some additional ways that you can work with me I have 7-day WhatsApp support. So this is where you can get me in your back pocket for 7 days. Right now, it's just $1 a day to be able to have me check in with you every day, see what you're working on, where you need some support, and give you step-by-step personalized guidance for that, as well as there is a 60-minute personalized roadmap session. And this is where we get really clear on your specific online course, what you're building, and map out all of the steps that you need to be able to take over the next 30 days to get that course created and get it launched and start making money and pre-selling your online course and coaching program. And then I also have a 30-day course clarity support package. A couple more things are coming that I'm building out, as you can see on the screen. But the 30-day support package is where you get 3 calls with me throughout that 30 days. We get an onboarding call where we map out the project together and helping you personally to create your online course. And then I give you all of the steps in the game plan, all of the resources to help you personally build that out. And then we have a midpoint check-in call to where we go over where your progress is, where maybe you're getting hung up, where you need a little additional support. And then we also have a call at the end of that process as well, that 30 days, to just make sure that you are set, you're ready to go. If you need to rebook and you want to continue to work with me one-on-one, that is available, but we will give you everything that you need to be able to create a course that sells and goes viral within 30 days. So you can, lots of ways to get support, whether you are going it on your own and you're doing the self-paced course and going through all of the modules inside the courses, you can do that. And just to kind of give you a little peek of what comes inside the level 2, once you unlock level 2, you get all of these lessons that help you go through step by step on really nailing your course topic and doing all of the things that go along with that, and being able to then create your curriculum from there. You get tips and feedback and resources and so forth. So all of that is in there, queued up and ready for you to go when you are ready to jump into that level. So if you have any questions as we're going through, let me know. If you'd like to join us, you can just navigate over here, and I'll drop this down in the chat below as well. I'll put it in the comment section for now. Grab that link. And then after the video, after the training today, I will upload it in the description as well. So what we're going to be talking about today is, a lot of the members are just joining in and can kind of see I have questions as you're joining the community that kind of ask you about like where you're at in your course creation journey. Are you brand new? Do you just have an idea? Like, maybe what are some of the roadblocks that you're experiencing? You can see that the majority of the members that are coming into the community are indicating that you're stuck in planning, that you have an idea, but you haven't started. Maybe you've created a course, but you want some help in being able to improve it. So it's pretty much across the board. I'm seeing that most of the members inside the Ultimate Course Creators Hub are kind of like stuck in that planning phase, or like have an idea, but not sure what to do with that. So if that's you, I want you to know you are not alone, number one. I hope you can see from that list, you're definitely not alone. You are in the same spot as the majority of your peers inside the Ultimate Course Creators Hub. So I think that's really exciting. Also, I like to show you kind of on the map when you're thinking about, like, sometimes being an entrepreneur can feel like so lonely and like, you're doing this by yourself. But I want you to know, like, your peers are all around. And as this community grows, you're going to see the map continue to expand as well with the number of people that are inside the community. So, know that you can take full advantage of the community, of the members, ask your questions, provide feedback, all of those beautiful things to be, to make friends, right? You're not alone. You don't have to do any of this alone. You can come and hang out with us, have a party with us. It's fun. And we can just like brainstorm this and do this together. So I think that's the exciting thing about school, when the community that I'm building out here together with the members, is that you get your content, you get community, and you get the service provision here by the tools and resources that I'm providing for you, not only through the call or the content, but also you get calls with me. So each and every week at 3 p.m. live, I am jumping on live with you on YouTube and giving you like a little mini masterclass, as well as available to answer all of your questions. You can join us live. You can ask your questions live, or you can pre-submit the questions. So if you can't come on live, that I can go over and answer the questions for you. Also, for my students that are in Course Creators Academy, we meet every Thursday on Zoom. So if that's you, you can as well, you can pre-submit questions if you can't attend live. But if you are able to come live, you can come live. You can bring your work, share your screen, and we'll take a look at what you're working on specifically and give you step-by-step guidance. So lots of ways to be able to get some support. I'll be doing some polls in the community to see if you would like to also add in some like coffee chats and some community like networking type of events. I think that would be a lot of fun. So it's your space. I would love to know what you would like to see in it. So feel free to share that with us in the community. All right, so the last couple of weeks, we have really been diving in on that first step of really choosing your course topic. So you can see, like, based on where everybody is and understanding, let me just put the screen so you can see better of where you are on your course journey. It is really about being able to choose a course topic. So you want to be able to choose a course topic that solves a very specific problem. And as we're kind of looking at that and looking about the problem that you're going to be solving, we want to make sure that it really ties in and helps your audience be able to solve a particular problem that they have that is also married to the expertise and experience that you have. So maybe it's something that you're really passionate about. Maybe it's something that, people come to you, for instance. Maybe a lot of people come to you for guidance in a specific area. I want you to know, like, you already have something inside of you that people would be willing to pay for. Yes, you have particular talents, passions, expertise, experience that you have cultivated throughout time, that people are going to be willing to pay for to get your condensed shortcuts, right? So to be able to just like, tell me how to do it. I don't want to have to go, start from scratch and figure it out myself. I want to get some guidance in and be able to pay you to be able to get this expertise. Much like someone who is on a weight loss journey and really wants to get fit will often go to a gym and hire a personal trainer to be able to get specific workouts that are customized for that particular individual, as well as nutrition plans, what foods to eat and so forth, and maybe supplements to be able to take. So that's kind of like, what people would be willing to pay you for, to be able to get that kind of personalized guidance and step-by-step plan. And the beauty of an online course is that you have the opportunity to package up that expertise into an online course that you can teach live for the first time with your students, what we call a beta program. So you can really help to make sure that your students are getting incredible results, and that you can then kind of close all of the learning gaps with, we can make our best estimate and mapping out an online course or coaching program when we first start. But until we really start working with students, we really don't see clearly, where they are in that journey and what additional support and training they need. So it's really, really good to have an opportunity to shape this program, this online course, with your students to kind of close those gaps. So once you can do that and really perfect it, then you can like re-record it and do like your version 2 of that course. And eventually, once you've perfected it, then you can put it as an evergreen scalable course within your business and your product suite. And then you can sell that particular course on autopilot. So you can continue to offer it in many different versions, whether it's a self-study, standalone course, or whether you want to package it up with some other service components to where maybe you're offering one-on-one coaching or you're offering group coaching and so forth, which also helps to add additional revenue to your business, because then you have different price points that you can charge to be able to enroll people. Hey, Lisa, you are most welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope this is the right training for you today. So as we're going through, any questions you have at all, feel free to drop those in the chat, and we will be going through those. So remembering that you do not need to be the expert, kind of thinking as you're going through this, like what are the things that maybe people are already kind of coming to you. Let me just look at my slide here. The decision that you make on what course topic determines the success or failure of here. And this is kind of what I said on the slide. An online course can be on any topic as long as it's teachable. So when you're thinking about that, and what I mean by that, when you're thinking about that, yes, the replay. Lisa, are you in the Ultimate Course Creators Hub? Let me know if you're in the hub. I put the link here and I'll put it in the description below. If you haven't joined us over in there, you can join us over in the Ultimate Course Creators Hub. The live will be here on the YouTube channel. I can keep it up because I'm still kind of doing a training topic with it too, but specifically it is for the hub, but I'll have it up there for now. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Do you have a course idea in mind? Let me know if you have a course idea in mind. So with that, you want to make sure like you are solving a specific problem for that. So kind of going back a little bit, like thinking about like what do people already come to you for to solve a particular problem? Maybe thinking about what have you figured out that other people are still struggling with. So, thinking about like your transformation, maybe it is that you are in the health niche. There's three primary niches that we typically see online courses and coaching programs in, and that is you're in there. Oh, awesome. I'm so excited. So I know you have a course topic. What's your course topic? Let me know what your course topic is. So let me put that up there. Did I put that up there? Yeah. Okay. So there's the health niche, the wealth niche, and the relationships niche. So when you're kind of thinking about, we also have a fourth one, which is passions. So if you look on school in the discovery page alone, you can see like many, in fact, I'll just go there now. There are tons and tons of different course topics that people teach online courses about. So if you were just kind of looking, you can look on school, or you could look on like an online course platform where you would go like Udemy to be able to look at particular course topics, or you can even Google to look that up. But you can see like here on the discovery page in school, you can see there is a variety of different types of courses out here and communities built around these courses. So we've got one that's all about the fragrances for like men and being able to, find the best fragrances for you. We've got ones that look like they're on health and wellness and being able to get fit. We've got a community that is all about learning how to create calligraphy, also course creation. We have the #1 community for helping to transition through menopause and being able to lose weight and so forth. We've got pickleball school, and this is when you're looking at these courses, these are like the top ranked courses right now and communities rather on school in order of like how they rank them. So there's all kinds of topics. Don't feel like your topic is not good enough, or who's going to want to be able to invest in a topic like yours. There's literally anything and everything you can even imagine. Here's a watch lovers club. Here's chess. So when I was talking about you can find courses and coaching programs in any particular niche, including the health, wealth, relationships, and passions, you can see there's many, many of them that are, here's something again, that's about pro player. There's many of them that's also in the passions niche. I have a number of courses that feed into an ultimate course. Beautiful. And that is what we talk about with scaling your online course and coaching business, is having one ultimate transformation that is kind of like, if you look at the A to Z, ultimate transformation that you help your students with. And then as you get going, you can then going to have a look later, synchronistically opened up a YouTube. Oh, wonderful. That makes me happy to hear that. Thank you, YouTube, for getting us out in front of people that could benefit from this. So thank you so much for tuning in. So anyway, thinking about that and thinking about your course topic and how you then scale that, kind of what Lisa is talking about, is as you grow your online course business, you will ultimately be able to segment off many pieces of that ultimate transformation. So if you think about what I help people with, of helping them to be able to monetize their expertise and turn that into profitable, scalable, and sustainable online course and coaching business, that in itself is a big transformation, because that not only includes course creation, but it also includes how to market your online courses, how to sell your online courses and enroll students, and then how to help students to be able to get transformations, and then how to scale your business and build out your product suite and so forth. So these little mini courses are like little bite-sized pieces of the overall transformation, because one huge overall transformation could potentially take somebody a year or multiple years to be able to go through from start to finish based on what your topic is. But you can break off pieces of those of that ultimate transformation to be able to create mini courses, workshops, challenges, and so forth. Deliver workbooks, templates, deliverables that are based on a little hyper specific problem that your overall transformation offers. So that was a mouthful, but yes. So thinking about that, as you're mapping out that particular course topic that you're going through, you want to make sure that your course topic is something that can be taught, that has a clear starting point and a clear ending point, meaning what we refer to as your point A in the journey and your point B in the journey. So that means like where your student is before joining in your program or your course and working with you, and then where they are after working with you. What's that transformation look like? So if you were a weight loss coach and you were helping people to be able to get fit and lose weight and helping them with the nutrition, maybe the before state looks like they want to lose, the ultimate goal or desire is that they want to lose 20 pounds, but maybe they're just feeling sluggish and they're feeling like low self-confidence because they don't like how they fit in their clothes anymore. Or maybe they're, kind of feeling some sort of way with their significant other, about, maybe not feeling sexy in their body, or, wanting to hide. It's going to be swimsuit season. And maybe they're not wanting to like show off their body in a swimsuit and because they have some feelings about that. And, or maybe they just don't have the energy that they used to. Right. And their metabolism doesn't seem to be working like it used to. So you can kind of think about where they are before working with you, and then based on that transformation that you're offering them, what that would look like after. So the transformation that you would be offering is how to teach them how to implement the steps to be able to implement certain nutrition or exercise or mindset practices, things like that, that you are going to be helping them with. So at the end, then they will be equipped, should they implement and take the challenge and do the work, they can expect to be able to drop the weight, to fit into those skinny jeans, to feel sexy in their body again, to reclaim their energy and more that they once had, right? And, be more confident and so forth. So that's what we want to kind of think about as far as the before point and the after point, and then thinking about what those steps are in between those points that help get them to that particular transformation. So that becomes your transformational bridge. So going back here again and really thinking about the topic that we're teaching, that you're choosing here, it's again, recapping, it's something that people always come to you for, like you're that go-to person in your family or in your friend circle or within your business. Maybe you already are in entrepreneurial space, or you're in a 9-to-5 and you have been able to craft a certain amount of skill development in particular areas. Or again, it's a hobby. I've shown you several examples of different hobbies that as well you can build businesses around it. Or maybe it's you love organization and you love to organize, from home organization to business organization. Maybe that is your skill. So here you just really want to be able to, kind of think about it. What are the things that you've figured out that people are still struggling with? A lot of times these are things that come naturally to you that you haven't even, like, you just kind of think everybody knows how to do this. I can promise you they don't. So that's where you kind of want to start. And it's also something, as you're thinking about it, it's like that you could be teaching this all day long. Like you could just talk about it without having to really prep or, put a lot of work into a presentation. Obviously, we love to do slideshows and things like that to really help our learners be able to learn, because we all learn in different ways. So whether it's audio, video, visual, those types of things, we want to do that to really polish our courses and help with the service delivery to our clients. But it's not something that you're having to do a lot of research with to like figure out what you're going to say, if that makes sense. So these answers to this, what do people come to you for? What have you figured out that the hard way that other people are still struggling with, because you've either, experienced a lot through work, you've taken online courses, you've read tons of books, maybe you've spent hours and hundreds of hours watching YouTube videos, like learning all of this out. People don't want to have to go spend hundreds of hours watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts. They just want the answers, right? They just want to copy off your paper. And then what could you talk about all day long and never get bored? Because those answers to those questions, that is my friend, that is your zone of genius. And this is where your course creation journey is really beginning. So I hope that makes sense so far. Let me know as your homework here, what I would recommend for you to do in this particular section is just like write these answers down. Allow yourself to grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, grab a Google Doc, whichever works for you, and just, start asking yourself those questions and, kind of maybe even put in categories if you want to break it up in the health section, the wealth section, the relationships and the passions, and just kind of put those in the buckets in those particular things and just kind of see what bubbles up from there and share it with us over in the Ultimate Course Creators Hub. We'd love to be able to see that and to be able to give you feedback and cheer you on as well. All right, good work here. So the next step 2, is where you're going to really start diving in and really start thinking about your people, right? So when we're thinking about that and thinking about like developing these ideas, we want to make sure that the idea that we have is something that people actually want to buy, right? Yay. Thank you. Welcome in. I'm so glad you're finding this helpful, Lisa. We're so excited to have you join us in the Ultimate Course Creators Hub. So feel free, say hello, check it out. Give us feedback, anything that you would love to see added to the community or bring more to it, let us know. We'd love to hear that. So when you're thinking about your online course and you've got this topic for an idea, or maybe you still have lots of topics. Maybe you're like, Shannon, I just made a list of 20 topics. I would love to build an online course about now I've got all these ideas. What do I do with them? And how do I start narrowing down to just pick one? That's a challenge. I get it. Back in the day, I had, you can probably see them, notebooks on my shelf back there of different course ideas. I have a whole Google Drive full of course ideas and curriculums and development plans that I have worked out over the years. And one thing I would say, there's a few things, and in Course Creators Academy, I really go much deeper in this and what we can do in today's training. But really, it's about knowing your ideal client and knowing what it is that your ideal client, meaning the person who is most interested in the course topic that you want to bring to life, what they're interested in, where they're at, and whether or not this is something that they are ready for right now and would invest money in to be able to get help with that particular problem or aspiration. Again, hobbies are going to fall more in the aspirational bucket. If you're wanting to learn how to perfect your pickleball or your golf swing or handstands, I have one of the coaches that I worked with is in a program to learn how to improve her handstands. So there's lots of different things. But you really want to be able to make sure that you're testing the market and you're doing some research to understand that your ideal client is in fact interested in this. And or as well, when we're talking about not just you, and we've kind of talked about you already and your background and experience, but your audience, who are those people that are most likely good candidates for the online course or coaching program idea that you have, as well as your competitors. So we want to be able to have conversations, to do some spying, to use ChatGPT as well as another incredible way to kind of do this market research for us. So we want to, like, one, make sure this course topic is a course topic that sells and that it actually solves a real problem that people are really wanting to invest in. So some things that we can kind of consider here, and let me know if you use any kind of AI tools in your business, like ChatGPT or Claude AI or Perplexity. There's so many out there now. Gemini is another one. But this, if you do use AI tools, and I've got some incredible ChatGPT prompts that help with this inside of Course Creators Academy, but this will help you save like hours and hours, maybe even days of research. But what we want to do is to be able to go to forums like Reddit or Quora or TikTok or even Facebook groups, communities on school. These are great places to kind of be like that fly on the wall and start observing the conversations that are going around the particular topic that you are thinking of creating an online course around. So the way you do that is, by typing in your key words. So if you're wanting to create a course maybe on weight loss or something, if you're kind of even thinking about like keywords, it would be something that you may have been typing into Google or into YouTube, a particular phrase like, how do I lose weight? Or what's the best way to lose weight in the next 30 days? Or how do I drop 10 pounds in 30 days? That's even more specific. And when you do that, then you're going to be able to find conversations. Lisa says, I've only just started using it and I'm loving the intelligence of splicing methodologies that elevate personal development and healing. Yeah, it's so incredible what you could do with it. I get really excited about, like, you could do anything from creating your nutrition plans to, I was actually had to go to the hospital yesterday I was having some pain in my ribs and I'm fine. But they ran a lot of tests. And of course, as you're testing, you're like, why are they running this test? But it's coming from my back. But anyway, my prescription is keep walking and follow up with back doctor. Anyway, but it is pretty cool because even with that, and I'm like, what are the best kind of exercises for this particular problem that I'm having? Are there any particular supplements or other tips, things I can do to help, improve posture and those kinds of things? So AI is like the next Google, but even better for you because it is like literally having a conversation with you and you can ask it any kind of question and be able to get a more tailored response. So that's what we can do with AI, is that we can ask it, especially like if you're in deep research mode for, like, in fact, let me just pull up an AI for you so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. You can ask it specific questions about online course creation. So you can say, like, I am thinking of creating an online course. I have recently, let's just use the weight loss one, able to lose 30 pounds and keep it off. What are we can ask it, like, what are course ideas that I can potentially create a 6-week course around? And you can ask it to, like, ask me questions if you need to know more about me. To come up with ideas. So you can just put this in, and this is Chat GPT, and you can just put this in, and once you personalize it and set it up, it's going to talk to you directly by using your name. So it'll say, congratulations on your transformation. 30 pounds lost is and maintained is a huge win. And this story is pure gold for connection, credibility, and course content. This to help you come up with the best course ideas. And this is what I really like about using AI, is because you can ask it to ask you those types of questions that it needs to be able to better understand who you are and what your experience has been, and be able to surface even more niche specific course topics that are specifically towards you, about you and about the experience that you've had. So it can say, like, what was your approach, to losing this particular weight? So was it calorie tracking? Was it intuitive eating? Was it intermittent fasting, low carb? So what we really want to think about when we're creating online courses is we don't want to talk with everyone. We want to talk to specific types of people and a specific type of niche and problem that we solve. So the more narrow we can get, the more people that we're going to attract. And if you kind of think about this from like nutrition itself, you can think about the paleo diets of the world. You can think about the Mediterranean diets of the world. You can think about keto friendly diets. There's like diets for even, or healthy eating for people with diabetes. Like those are what we call niche specific. It's where we're taking the broad term of weight loss and diet plans and really niching down to be able to pick one particular topic and subset of that particular niche. So through that, if this were me and this were on my online course that I was looking to create, I would start answering some of these questions and really getting clear about, like, well, no, this is the way I was more intuitive eating. And what do I feel made the biggest difference in keeping it off? Was it mindset? Was it routines? Was it habit? Was it support, tracking, etc.? So I could put in all of the different things that I was able to do. And this will also help to be able to shape your course and shape what you're going to include in your particular program. Because if looking at this, I would say, yeah, definitely mindset. I would have to have worked on, kind of reframing, maybe stress eating. Maybe I was a stress eater. And so I had to kind of reframe how I approached food and approached reframing stress and choosing healthier habits. To, maybe it was support and it was a lot of tracking. So maybe every day I was calorie counting or tracking my macros or something like that. And then, do I have a background in health, wellness, coaching, or personal development? So here, you don't necessarily have to be have certifications in a particular area. Maybe your expertise is more coming from, personal, like I've done tons of personal development work, and I've invested in multiple coaches and trainers along the way to be able to help me to be able to do this. And this could have been in person. So maybe you were hiring nutrition experts and a coach at your local gym, to maybe you were doing this online, or maybe you have purchased lots of books and you've read lots of books and listened to lots of podcasts that helped you to form your education and your expertise around this, and so forth. So this is the clarity that you really want to be able to go through to help you zero in on having that ultimate course topic, like that, knowing again the overall niche. Are we in health, wealth, or relationships, or hobbies? And then once you've picked, saying like weight loss would be in the health niche, here's how we start to really narrow down by answering some of these questions. So then we would say, like, who do you naturally attract when you are telling your story? So this could look like busy moms over the age of 40, or professionals, or coaches. So for me, I'm 52. So I could be speaking, even if I wanted to narrow this down in, I could speak from the perspective of, I help women that are in menopause. So that would help me to stand out even more so in my niche, because I've drilled it down to being able to help women who are in menopause or pre-menopause that are starting to experience issues with like slower metabolisms and so forth. And then how do you prefer to focus? Helping people to lose weight, helping people to be able to keep it off, helping people to feel better in their bodies regardless of their weight, right? To love who you are in your own skin without having to worry about the number on the scale, or a mix of all the above. So you can see like what doing this exercise, it gets really fun and exciting because then it really starts to shape and take on its own life based on your own personal journey and your personal experience, and becomes again like easy to talk to. It becomes easy to market and message because all of your stories, all of your experiences are all based on your transformational journey, and being able to speak from that messaging standpoint to be able to connect with people that aspire to be like you, to aspire to have that same kind of transformation that you've had, and so forth for themselves. So once you've answered all of these, then it's going to be able to, the AI tool is going to be able to help craft and validate 3 to 5 additional course ideas, and then suggest and map out a course curriculum based on the arc for each that you've selected, and then also help you to, it'll keep going and going, and it'll start getting into marketing and so forth. And but I hope you can see these clarity questions, and this is just like the tip of the iceberg. In Course Creators Academy, I go through like really deep dive on helping you use, taking into account, and this is what I really mean by drilling down into an account, like your own. Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. We're so excited to have you join us today. And I'm excited to learn more about you over in the course, Ultimate Course Creators Hub on School. But thank you so much for being part of the training today. But this is what we mean by taking into an account you and your experience and your expertise, like of going through this particular transformation, that we want to understand you and your journey from, and craft your irresistible online course from, based on your own experience. And then when we've really done that, then we can look at who's the perfect client for this. Again, kind of looking at, like for the weight loss example, when we were talking about, are these busy moms for the particular transformation? Who am I going to naturally attract for this offer? This is important because if I'm talking to women that are in their 40s or in their 50s, maybe they're in premenopause or they're in menopause, that's certainly not going to necessarily speak to men. It's not going to speak to women that are maybe in their 20s and you haven't reached that threshold of premenopause or menopause. So the conversations are going to be a lot different than it would be if I were helping a man to be able to lose weight, or if I was helping a woman in her 20s or, older, somebody beyond menopause. So this is where we start to get clear on who the ideal client is, or who the perfect client is for our solution. Now, a question I get asked a lot is, then does that mean I can only help people, for this example, that are in premenopause or menopause? The answer is no. Like, generally that's who you're marketing to, but inside your programs, if you have somebody that is interested in, maybe you're, teaching on paleo, for instance, as the vehicle that you use to be able to form your nutrition plan around, maybe people that are interested in eating that way, you would still be able to help, right? You would still be able to help with the nutrition piece of it and the exercise routines and so forth. But from a marketing perspective, especially an online marketing perspective, the more narrow we can get, the more specific we can get on who it is that we help, the more we can attract our ideal client, because they're going to be able to self-identify. Oh yeah, that's me. I'm in my 40s or I'm in my 50s. And oh yeah, I'm in menopause. Oh, where my metabolism even went, I don't know. Those kind of things. And people are going to self-identify that that's them and they have interest in that offer, and that is going to be the market for you. So I hope that's making sense. Let me know if you have any questions about that so far. So we've talked about one way of being able to use ChatGPT to help you be able to flush this out and get some clarity on you and on your course topic. You can also, once we've kind of got that course topic, and then we can go to these groups like Reddit or Quora or TikTok or Facebook groups or school communities, and we can type in our search topic and we can start to look for these questions. So this is where we start to use, like looking at our content, looking at competitors, and really digging in and doing some research on our topic. Let me look at my next slide. So looking at these commonly asked questions, And then what questions have you asked and also found some solutions to? So kind of like even looking back at these questions, what are people asking? What are the conversations around this? And here you can open up like a Google Doc, or you can open a Google Sheet and just start to copy paste a lot of these questions and conversations that people are having around your course topic idea, and just kind of see what the landscape looks like. What are people asking? And you're also going to see when you go through this, when we're talking about the competitors here, what we mean by this, and having competitors in the online course space is a beautiful thing. We want competitors. We want to find other people, other business owners that are creating content around the topic that you want to create an online course for. That means that they have already done the market research. They've already validated, especially if they have an online course that has online course students inside, have people that have taken their course, that have gotten incredible testimonials and results, maybe even books that you're seeing around this particular topic. That's another way to go like on Amazon and do some research to see if there are books around this particular topic. If people are buying the books, how many 4-star, 5-star reviews have they gotten around that? These are all beautiful ways to be able to mine this information and to really understand more about your client, and helping you to then evolve your offer and determine what you want to put in this offer. So if you're not seeing, with that said, if you're not seeing any courses out there about this particular topic, or books or conversations, that is a really good indicator that there is not going to be market demand for your idea. You don't necessarily want to be first to market with this, because you're going to have a harder time creating awareness, creating interest in a particular problem that people aren't even aware as a problem or have solutions developed for this. So we want to create a course, or pick an online course topic that we're seeing conversations, we're seeing other products and services that have been developed and sold and have clients in them and getting results, because that's going to help you validate. Another step to even validate it even further is that you can do polls. So you could, for instance, if you're on Instagram, you can ask some questions around this particular course topic to see if anybody raises their hand and has interest in the topic, the idea that you have. You can send out surveys. So if you have an email list, you can create a survey like on a Google form, and you can send out surveys and survey your audience, survey your email list, so forth, your social media following, to be able to gather some feedback from your potential ideal clients. And you can also get on the phone with people that may have interest in your product or service. So there's no better way to do that market research than to actually speak to the people that are potentially your ideal client, to get to understand them and to get to understand, like, just saying, hey, like, I've had an idea for an online course or coaching program. I thought of you and would just love to have like 10 or 20 minutes with you on a phone call, just to kind of, pitch my idea, like share my idea with you and get your honest feedback on it. It's something you'd be interested in, or you wouldn't be interested in, why or why not? What would you like to see in a particular online course or coaching program? Like, do you like self-study? Do you like coaching? Do you like calls? Do you like templates, tools, resources? And they will help you to be able to shape it from there. So once you have done that, once you have then, gone through and done some of this market research, again, using a tool like AI, like the ChatGPT has deep research ability, Perplexity, Claude, they all have the ability to kind of go in and scrape, basically go in and do the research for you. Reddit and Quora and Feedly is another one, and be able to kind of pull that data for you right into the search. So it saves you hours of time to be able to do that. And I have some prompts inside Course Creators Academy for you for that. So that will help you to kind of do a lot of this homework and really get clear on the validation piece of your course topic. So once you have that, once you've picked a course topic, once you have gone through and you've taken into account your audience, your content, your competitors, you've asked questions and, understand what questions you've asked and you've found solutions to, you've gone and done through like this online analytics. You can also look through analytics like on Facebook or on Instagram and kind of see like, where do people spend the most time on your site? Like, are they on your website? What pages are they reading? Lisa says, I have a beta group waiting. So this is, oh, thank you. How I access the replay. The replay will be up on the YouTube channel, Lisa. I did not anticipate setting aside time in the UK. Oh, 9 p.m. probably, right? Yeah, you probably need to get to bed soon. Yes, the replay will be available on the channel, and I will also post it inside Ultimate Course Creators Hub. So I have a whole replay vault in the hub. Let me just show you. So inside the hub, you will be able to go to the classroom, and inside the classroom, oops, I don't want to create a post. Inside of the classroom, you can navigate down to live Q&A calls and Zoom calls, and the recordings are in here. So the feedback will be right here for you once, because it's only live on the channel for so long. So after I take it off the channel, then it's here for the community members. So feel free to dive into that, and also the past replays out there as well. So once you have that, good question. Thank you for asking that. You can see like what people are looking for or looking at mostly at your content. So on a website, this is going to, like if you, for instance, have blogs, or if you have a YouTube channel, you can see how many people are watching your YouTube videos, what they're most interested in the particular topics. On Instagram, you can kind of look at the analytics on Instagram and kind of source to see what reels, what carousels, things like that people are most interested in. Lisa says, thank you. This was synchronicity at the best. I have a wonderful evening and I'm over the moon. Will I find cost, etc.? Yeah, so you can click on like any of the classrooms. You can't see it on my page because I am an admin or the owner of the group, so you won't be able to see like pricing. I mean, you can see on the sticker here, when you click on Course Creators Academy, it's going to come up with the pricing of the courses. So the Ultimate Course Creators Academy is $97 a month, and you get everything. That it unlocks everything from all of the content, the tools, resources, templates, etc. All of the coaching calls, all of the Zoom calls that we have with all of the students. All of that is unlocked for you. And then some mini courses that I have in here for sale, as well as the free courses to help build your foundation and get you started. So all of that is available for you. And you can also DM me. And that's another beauty of school, is you have the ability to DM members or DM members directly, or ask questions in the community under the community tab. So lots of ways to get support, all of those things. And I'm probably, this is you coming in here, so I'll look at that after I'm off the live so people don't see your personal information. So yeah, check it out. We'd love to have you inside Course Creators Academy, and congratulations on your new beta group coming. So there's nothing I can say more about the beauty of a beta group, of being able to form this with members, and members love being founding members. It's fabulous. I'll sort that tomorrow or on the weekend. Awesome. I'm so excited. So excited for you. And you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you found it helpful. I can't wait to hear more about your online course. I imagine it's going to be fabulous. So with that, you will learn so much more about your audience, learn what we've talked about surveys. We've talked about, you can also use Facebook ads. Facebook ads are another way that's a more advanced strategy, but it's another way to really be able to test your particular online course topic and really see very quickly if it's something people are interested in. And a great way that we do this is even around, hosting workshops and challenges and so forth. And we test different positioning. So I won't dive deep into that, but that is also another way that you can quickly, with a small budget, even $5 a day, be able to get your offer in front of cold traffic, people that don't know you and have a relationship with you, to really see what people are raising their hands for and opting into, to be able to know whether or not there is demand for your particular course topic out there online. So looking at your competitors, And then looking at these questions, and I'll just kind of close with this of, what are your areas of expertise? What do you already know about that your customers don't? So like, for instance, if you are that weight loss coach and you know a lot about how to lose weight and keep off the weight through healthy eating, through the example of paleo, and maybe you have some simple workout routines, and maybe your workout routines only require 30 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week. That's really going to speak to a lot of people who don't want to go spend hours and hours in the gym, and who, want to be able to implement that. So asking those commonly asked questions, and you've sourced that from doing your research through Quora and Feedly, using AI to help you to be able to do that research much quicker and much faster, understanding what your own questions were, kind of thinking about where you were when you started your transformational journey, what kind of questions you were asking, looking at like what books are sitting on your shelf that you were purchasing, looking at even your bank account today and see what kinds of things are you investing in, what kind of services, subscriptions, things like that. Maybe you have a gym membership, maybe you are a part of an online course community or coaching community or so forth, that maybe you opt into, a nutritionist, things like that, kind of looking at where you're investing and voting with your dollars to be able to get support around that. And then using those online analytics. So where do people spend the most time on your sites, whether it's your website, it's your social media platforms, et cetera, or even email. If you have an email list, what topics do people tend to resonate more with, and that get more clicks, more people that are opening those emails and replying to those emails and so forth. And then conducting that survey. So if you had a Google form and you sent a survey to people, what topics would your audience most likely like for you to be able to cover? And then really understanding what's their number one challenge. And if you kind of even think about how I started this training today, of looking back, this is another way of being able to understand your audience by, if you have a community, maybe it's on Facebook or maybe it's on school, and using some pre-join questions and asking, where are you in your journey? What's your number one struggle or challenge as it relates to the particular topic that you're teaching? And have your students, you can have some pre options for them to be able to fill, just click the button, or they can type it in, however you want to collect that data. But this is the way you're getting that data directly from your ideal client, by creating surveys or pre-join questions that you can then understand where they are in their journey. And wrapping that all the way back into, in the beginning, we were talking about understanding where your ideal client is in their journey, and all these ideas that you have for online courses and coaching programs. It's really important to marry these, not only taking, and finding that sweet spot from the ideas that you have. Let me see if I have a slide for this. Yes. So taking kind of like solutions your audience needs, content perhaps that you already have, things that you do best and enjoy, and topics that can kind of be taught in 5 to 7 modules. And that is just a relative number, kind of when we think about online courses, our brains love threes too. So even if we kind of think about 3 phases, for instance, in like online course creation or the Course Creators Academy, it's design, develop, and run profitable and engaging online courses and coaching programs. So there's 3 main phases, or build, launch, scale. Those are 3. So we kind of think about like, what are the milestones? Even if you're kind of like traveling somewhere, you kind of like to know your mile markers, to know when you're like a quarter of the way there, or a half the way there, so you're making progress, right? So we want to kind of marry those all together, our ideas, things that we already have a lot of solutions, tools, tips, resources that we've created for ourselves that could easily be turned into an online course and coaching program. Where our audience is this something they're ready for? Mistake I've made and others have made that I've worked with and know in the industry is sometimes creating a course, what we call in a vacuum, and creating it and launching it out in the world, and then hearing crickets on it, because not necessarily that was a bad idea, or it doesn't have the ability to turn into something that could be really profitable for your ideal client, but it may not be it may be too advanced for them and where they are right now in their journey. So that's a really important to know. For instance, my bringing a course to my community that I serve right now that is talking about how to scale an online course is not going to be for them at where they are in their course journey right now, because as you saw in the beginning on my Google sheet, my members are all in that beginning stage where they have a course idea. They're not sure, where to start, that kind of thing. So talking about advanced strategies on how to scale an online course and coaching business is not for them, but it is part of their journey. So we talk a lot about that in the academy, on helping you to, like making sure as you're marrying this and you're putting it all together, that you're meeting your ideal client where they're at. And, if it is something that you are specifically, that is your magic, that is your zone of genius in helping people to scale businesses, then we just need to make sure that we have the right ideal client for that, right? And that we're targeting through our messaging and our marketing the client that is ready for those advanced tactics and in whatever niche it is that you're helping people with. So, so that's, I hope you can see that, if you can kind of connecting the dots and asking yourself these questions and running these through your filters as you're kind of looking at your notes, you've had your notebook and your pen, you've been writing all of this down and kind of like brainstorming it out. I want you to really be able to ask yourself these questions. Is this a problem that people are actively searching and trying to solve right now? So even typing into search engines, if you think about the Googles or Pinterest or YouTube, when you're typing in that how to lose 10 pounds in 30 days, are people actively searching that? Or, how to grow the best tomatoes, in Florida, are people actively searching those particular keywords or phrases based on the topic that you want to solve? And we want that answer to be yes. If it's a no, then maybe that's not the best course topic idea right now. Or maybe we need to look at it and make sure that we've narrowed it down enough and we're asking the right questions. Okay. So if you have any questions about that, bring them over to the Ultimate Course Creators Hub and we'll help you through that. And then we want to know, can we really break it down into 5 to 7 steps or outcomes? Is kind of what Lisa was saying. Like, she has an ultimate transformation, which is her overall like journey, even like what I do with my business and helping people to build, grow, and scale online courses and coaching programs. That's a whole ultimate transformation, but it can take you years to really scale to a multiple 7-8 figure business. So that would not be one course, right? I would lose a lot of my students if I tried to teach all of that in one course or program, because you never really feel like you're like necessarily making progress when the goalpost is so far away. So you want to have a shorter transformation, your online course or coaching problem, solving a hyper specific problem in a shorter transformational period. And then, when they're ready for the next step in that overall transformation, that could then be another online course or coaching program. And then asking yourself, do you already have stories, lessons, or content that you can use around that topic? So thinking about that transformation of the weight loss, thinking about like, have I created like trackers? Do I have trackers where I was tracking my food, was tracking my exercise, was tracking my mood? Like, what are all the tools, templates? Maybe I have neat meal planning charts that I use to help me do the meal planning. Maybe I have great ways to be able to like charts for grocery shopping on how to be able to shop the perimeter of the store and make sure that I, am eating a nutrient dense diet. Maybe some bonuses that you add in there are around meal prep, right? How to cook once and eat all week. There's a book for that. I think it's Claudia Joy wrote that cookbook, but so you want to kind of think about those tools and resources that are likely sitting in your Google Drive or your, Word files, those type of things that you already have, that you've already used, because those will make great supplementary resources in your online course, as well as bonuses that you can also provide to your students. And then asking yourself, like, not only that, but does this light you up? Are you excited about it? Like, you are going to be married to your online course and or coaching program for a long time, because you're not only developing it, but you are going to be marketing and selling it every single day. Like, as long as that course is in existence, and as long as that course is still, hasn't expired, meaning like sometimes they can reach a shelf life and expire. So kind of like thinking about that, is that something you're excited about? People can feel your enthusiasm, they can feel your passion and your belief in or not in a particular topic and stuff, and that energy really travels. And you're going to be coaching your students through this as well, so you want to make sure it is something that you have a passion about. So you'll know that it is your sweet spot when you've said yes to all 4 of the questions that we've talked about today. Is this a problem people are trying to actively solve? Can you break it down into 5 to 7 clear steps? Or you could even think about, if it's the 3 milestones, each milestone can have 3 little lessons in it. So we'll talk more about that in another video. In fact, I have some other videos I'll link here around building your online course curriculum and then the learning outcomes for your curriculum. So we'll talk more about that in another video. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below this video as well about that particular topic. So can you break it down into clear steps and outcomes? Do you have stories, lessons, and content that you can already use? And does it light you up? And I hope it does. And just being able to put it together. So if you have any questions, feel free again to drop them down in the comments below this video. I love to have conversations with all of you and answer all of your questions. If you would like to have some more intimate conversation around this, feel free. We invite you to join us over in the Ultimate Course Creators Hub over on School. We would love to have you in here, and you can join in and have lots of conversations about this in the community, get feedback, meet your new best friends inside the online course creation space. We are here for you. I know it can be overwhelming. I know that this can feel like an overwhelming task and you want to get it right, but perfect will keep you stuck, right? Perfect is going to keep you stuck, and stuck doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve the people that are waiting for you and that need your help, your medicine. You just need one clear course idea and the courage to take that messy first step, that messy action, because action takers get results, right? So clarity comes from action, and action equals results. So I promise you, once you start getting started, if anything, if you kind of think about pushing a car, getting started is where the most energy is needed. But once that car starts rolling, the momentum will meet you. So that's all you have to do. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just come drop your course ideas either below this video or inside the community, and we would love to support you with this. So if you want some more help in choosing and validating your course topics step by step, I also will drop the Ultimate Course Creation Planner for you in the comments below this video, so you can grab that. And I will pin some additional resources for you with additional training on the YouTube channel that you can grab. It's totally free. The Ultimate Course Creation Planner is your A to Z roadmap that's going to help you plan out a profitable course, even if you're just getting started and even if your idea isn't perfect yet. I want you to go ahead and grab that linked down in the description box below. And if this video helped you, please hit subscribe and comment below. Let me know what's one topic you're thinking about creating an online course next on. So let us know what your course topic is, and let's brainstorm it together. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye for now.